Yeah, I'm late. Technical difficulties this morning. I thought I had this figured out, and I do not. I have got to figure it out. See what my opening statements are. I don't think I have them up yet. Oop, I forgot to do that too. I got up early, took my shower right away. I'm still running behind. I don't know why. Okay, we can talk about that one. I was trying to watch Seven Little Johnsons this morning, but I didn't finish it, so we will save that for tomorrow, which is fine because it's a bonus episode anyway. Um, Yesterday I said back in a jiffy. I part of the podcast I wanted to do was to take some of those and figure out where they came from. Oops, don't know why I did that. Like I said, I'm not prepared. I'm sorry. So back in a jiffy originated in the 18th century, and jiffy was possibly thieves' cant or a thief's word for lightning. It had appeared in print around 1785. Possibly from a Scots word "glyph" or "glyphin," meaning glimpse or glance. That makes sense. Or could it been coined spontaneously? Sometimes you just can't really um, pinpoint where something came from. Sometimes you can, and a lot of times it's Shakespeare, believe it or not, which is totally weird. We found that out. You ever heard the phrase "holding a candle for somebody"? That's a Shakespeare thing. We found that out in college or shortly after, a long time ago. So yeah, I'm gonna get to stream all 5 days this week. So this one's gonna be a continuation of um was trying to do too many things this morning. Um, no, hold on, I can do it this way. Maybe. Okay. All right, I got it back in order. Sorry about that. So yeah, it's been a morning, and I haven't even done anything. That's the sad part. I haven't even done anything but be behind all day. And I got up at 8 o'clock and took a shower right away, thinking I would have all this time to do stuff. And then because of the Mondays thing, and all went to crap. Because I couldn't figure out where I was at on Monday and why this one was missing. And I had to go back and watch my own stream, which I got to do anyway. But okay, so we're going to go back to True Off My Chest, entitled How I Became the World's Worst Wife in 2024. I'm starting this over. I know it's on the other stream, most of it. Well, maybe some of it. I don't know. I haven't watched that part. Um, but as you may know, we had technical difficulties on Monday, beyond my control. Technical difficulties today were all me. Um, they were beyond my control. So, yeah, that happened. Thrilled, thrilled. So anyway, how I became the world's worst wife in 2024. I am the winner of the world's worst wife of 2024. The grand prize was a divorce and a home in the gleaming worst wife winner's glass mansion. My ex-husband nominated me for this award because in 2024 never met him at the door when he came home from work. I avoided sex at all costs. I despised when he wanted me to cook, his nomination because at but I seconded his nomination because there was a time I lived to do all those things. I mean, meeting him at the door is kind of weird. Sorry. I stopped that like after a week. I got off work before him. I used to wait by the door, ready to open it and greet him with a hug and kiss. But I was often shooed away. My hug was immediately met by his hand pushing me back, not a shove, not violence, more of a I'm tired, leave me alone type of thing. After 7 years of it, I stopped coming to the door altogether. He wondered why. Took you 7 years? Girl, I would have given up way before then. I had a breast reduction because my back hurt, and also because I wanted to wear clothes that fit. The scars were healing beautifully, and I was so excited I could finally find lingerie that fit. Can relate. Much to the chagrin of my ex-husband's eyes, I was a heavier woman then. But I was excited to be a sexy wife for my husband, and I put on my new lingerie on and wanted to show him how well I was healing. He looked at me and said, I'm not paying another dime to that doctor. You look disgusting. I thought surgery was supposed to remove fat, not leave it and add effing scars to the concrete mix. Oh, what a guy. Love him. He apologized a couple of hours later, but I really didn't feel like having makeup sex. He had wondered why. Gee, I wonder why too. Then I lost 95 pounds. You go, girl. Good for you. And by now he had started keeping a running tally of how many times I turned him down and consistently updated his friends about it. Ew, gross. Their wives would tell me how I always lost in those group chat comparisons. The wives weren't bragging, it was a girl to girl thing. I wouldn't have known he spoke about me with such contempt otherwise. But I wasn't fat anymore, and I felt confident enough to wear the lingerie I bought him for him years ago. If you lost 95 pounds, that underwear ain't gonna fit. It was loose on me now, but I tightened it up as best I could, and it felt pretty for the first time in a really long time. And I asked, "What do you think?" He looked me up and down and said, "Would you ever want to get a boob job since you lost all your tits when you lost weight?" Yeah, that's usually the first place it goes. Bye. I didn't want to wear lingerie again and continued to turn him down. He wondered why. I used to cook only his favorite suppers every night. I loved it. Making the grocery list, cooking, fixing his plate while he sat down and watched YouTube of all of it. But he changed his favorites and never told me the ones knew what the new ones were. People do change their tastes, and yeah, you got to update people on that. He often he'd often call on his way home and say, "Nah, I don't want that. Just put it in the fridge. I'll eat it some other day unless it goes bad. I'm going to stop at Taco Bell." And I wasn't hungry anymore anyway, so I stopped cooking and I stopped eating. That's not good for you. One day I realized I weighed less than when I was 14. So I almost invited Bella Hadid. Bella Hadid is, I believe, a um, reality reality star that has an eating disorder. I think she's also a model. Uh, I don't watch that show, so I don't know that much about it. He'd occasionally come home hungry, though, and I had nothing ready. He started keeping track of those days, too, telling his friends. But I still wasn't hungry, so I'd forget to cook, and he'd wonder why. I started feeling sad all the time, and sad girl was no fun for him to be around. So even though we were married and lived together, I never saw him. By then, I was having weekly, seemingly inexplicable panic attacks, the kind you genuinely think you're dying. I had hives almost perpetually, somewhere on my body, from 2018 to 2024. Did you go to the doctor for this? Because they do have anti-anxiety meds, honey. If this were else's post, I'd say, "Girl, get up. He's cheating on you." But I'm definitely up, and I just don't have proof. So I won't throw stones in the worst wives winners. Yeah. So I won't throw stones in the worst wife winner's glass mansion that I now live in. This is all about how I got to live here anyway. It's kind of beautiful here in its own way. The light usually hits the glass just right, making everything sparkle more brilliantly than the diamond I left at my old house. Plus, I haven't had hives or a panic attack in 6 months, 10 months. Plus, I haven't had hives or a panic attack in 10 months. I wonder why. Good for you for getting out of that. Signed, the world's worst wife of 2024. Edited to add, thank you all so much. I love that it seems like I'm not the only one who found support, camaraderie, and encouragement in the comment section. I'm so grateful so many world's worst partners feel understood and seen here. Thank you for all the personal stories being shared. It's so validating to know I'm not the only world's worst. Secondly, I'm humbly at loss for words at how many of you have urged me to explore writing further. I didn't know so many strangers would think of me as talented, especially in the manner some of you have said. I feel encouraged to create and grow. I'm learning so much I never knew about myself these days, so your encouragement means more than I could convey, truly. Thank you for every kind word you said. Yeah, she should have probably seen somebody about how she was feeling, um, especially when it went into anorexia and panic attacks all the time. It's not healthy. It's not good. I'm glad she's feeling better. I hope she gains a little bit of weight. Um, yeah. Pris Betty says, I know someone who had to take antidepressants to get through their marriage. When they finally divorced them, she didn't need to take antidepressants anymore. I'm pleased you got out. He sounds horrific. And Hippofuss says, I'm a clinical psychologist. This is actually quite common, unfortunately. So if you're needing antidepressants to get through your marriage, you probably need a divorce. And there's nothing wrong with that. Next read is from AITA Relationships. AITA for walking out of my girlfriend's birthday dinner after she made me sit next to her work husband. Well, probably. You sound like a jerk. My girlfriend, 26 female, and I, 28 male, have been together almost 3 years. Last weekend was her birthday, and she invited about 15 people to a nice dinner. I got there late because of traffic, and when I arrived, she'd already arranged the seating. She put me at the far end of the table, sitting right next to what was her so called work husband. Maybe it's a hint, dude. Maybe she'll put you so far away because she don't like you no more. I've met the guy a few times, and while he's polite, it's obvious he has a thing for her. Okay? She doesn't have a thing for him. They text a lot, share inside jokes, and she's always insists it's just playful. I still talk to the guys from one of the guys from my ex work. He called himself a nerd the other day. I said he took a test. He passed the nerd test, and I was like, like that wasn't obvious. Throughout the dinner, she was laughing with him, leaning in close, touching his arm, all the stuff you'd expect from a couple. I was basically ignored at the other end of the table. I thought you were next to him. I thought you were next to him. Oh, I misunderstood. No, in the title, he says she made me sit next to her work husband. And then he says he's at the other end of the table. You're not making sense, dude. Were you next to him at the other end of the table, or were you at the other end of the table and he was next to her? Decide. Yeah, I don't believe you. Throughout the dinner, she was laughing at him, leaning in close, touching his arm, all the stuff you'd expect from a couple. I was basically ignored at the other end of the table. One of her friends even asked if I was okay with how close they are, which made me feel like a complete fool. After an hour, I got up quietly, paid for my meal, and left. I didn't make a scene. I didn't want to sit there being disrespected on her birthday of all days. Later, she blew out up at me for ruining the night and embarrassing her in front of everyone. She says I overreacted and it was harmless fun, but honestly, it felt like a giant slap in the face. Her friends are divided. Some say I was right to leave. Others say I made it all about me instead of letting her enjoy her night. So AITA for walking out. Yeah, I think so. I think so. You let your jealousy get the best of you, dude. uh, Mine's probably an unpopular opinion, and that's okay. I don't care. Yeah. I mean, if they're going at it, it should be pretty easy for you to prove if you want to. It's not that hard to find somebody cheating on you. It's really not. Okay, so this is from Mildly Infuriating, and it's entitled My neighbor sent me a text last night forcing me to pay for her daughter's towing charge because she parked in front of my driveway. And we had do have a picture of a text. It was extremely uncalled for, and you to call a tow company and get Junior's car towed away. Junior can also be a girl, I guess. I just checked my home security system and saw that you had more than enough room to get into your driveway through your front lawn. Not cool. No, it's not cool to drive through your front lawn. You're right. It's not cool. Because you towed her car, I am politely asking you to pay for the $300 towing fee plus the daily $50 storage fee they charge for each day you don't pay. If I don't receive payment from you within the next 5 days, I'm going to call the police and bring you to small claims court. Good luck. Good luck. No, that's your car. You're responsible for it. It was blocking someone's driveway. That's illegal. If you don't receive payment from you in the next 5 days, I am going to have to call the police and bring you to small claims court. But I don't really want to do that. But I don't really want that to happen. So I would advise you to send me the payment ASAP. Thanks. No, he's not responsible for your payment, dude. Not responsible for your payment. Get back up here. And he captioned it, it would have been smart to drive over my lawn since it was wet from the rain. Shouldn't have to drive over your lawn to get to your own driveway anyway. Also couldn't park in the street since it was full. Maybe that's why she parked in front of my driveway. That's probably why she parked in front of her driveway, lazy bum. Lazy little bum. Top commenter is George CM. LOL. Not only the whole world would be laughed out of court, but in particular about the part plus the daily $50 storage fee they charge you for each day you don't pay. Even in bizarro world where OP would be responsible for the tow, the neighbor would still be responsible to mitigate the damages as quickly as possible. If the car's left in storage, that's on her. Yep, 100%. Desert Jim says, wait, they parked in your driveway, blocking your use and expecting you to drive through your lawn to get into your driveway/garage. They are in for a fun time in court, and it's sad. Please update us on the story as it progresses. Chardon says, I love the idea of the car accruing daily fees until you pay. That's hilarious. An evil Timmy. I think Timmy could be a fun addition to our group. Hey, evil Timmy, come and join us. Judge, so let me get this straight. You were notified about your daughter's parking job causing your vehicle to be towed. You let it sit accruing fees, then attempted to charge the defendant for those fees with no prior or current agreement, which only you or your daughter had the legal right to pay when receiving your vehicle from impound. Oh, yeah, the judge's not going to like that. That's not how that works, people. Not how that works, honey. The next is from Oh No Consequences. Family left me 18 meal family left me 18 mail when they thought I wasn't at wasn't it's gonna start over again because sometimes I gotta do that on the live. I'll edit them later and throw them up. Editing starts soon. Oh No Consequences. Entitled Family Left Me 18 mail when they thought I wasn't my dad's son, but now they want to get back in touch. Well, too bad for them. Even if they thought you weren't your dad's son, they were still your son. So this is from Best of Redditor Updates, and the original post is from Our Relationship Advice. That could be one I guess we could add, huh? Put it over here. I could use some of those, I guess. Family left me 18 mail when they thought I wasn't my dad's son, but now they want to get back in touch. Bunch of friends read it, so alt. Oh, they're using a throwaway account. I don't think the technical details will matter a lot. I'll get right down to business. 4 years ago, my dad found out my mom had a lifelong affair. Ooh, more than one, but that's another story. Bad mom, bad mom. He knew about a couple of affairs she had in the past, forgave her, hanging in there for the kids, moving on, yada yada. But that time, 4 years ago, he found out me and my two siblings might not be his considering the time of the affair. So get a DNA test. It's the first time we heard of mom's well, everything really. There was a whole DNA thing. It turned out my siblings were my dad's and I was not. Cool, right? So dad leaves mom, divorces her, moves out, take both my siblings with him, not me though. Bad dad. He's he may not be biologically yours, but you're still his dad. You're the one that raised him. You're his dad, not his father. I stayed behind with mom, who hits a new low, finding herself alone. We both became pretty much outcasts as far as most of the family is concerned. My older brother was particularly mean to me. We were really tight before, and the crap he did to me, I swear I had been bigger at the time. I would have punched him hard more than once. Poor guy. Morning, Laurenella. I don't want to get into the details because I can't since I would be recognized, but the stuff happened and I got DNA again. It out t- turns the F out. DNA number one was messed up and I am my dad's kid. Now, I don't need legal advice on this. Grandpa is the man and always had my back. Good for Grandpa. We got a lawyer and looking to settle, but Dad wants back in my life. Brother is calling and wanting to meet up and talk and crap. I don't effing want to. I want these people out of my life. Mom already forgave everyone. She is going on a date with my dad, and I feel sick, but not my business, right? Oh, what a convoluted crap of a situation. I wish them both good effing luck, but I want none of it. Nobody leaves me. I keep hearing that they're family. I ought to hear them out and give them a chance, or I'll regret it later. And the only reason I won't talk to them is because I'm a teen and stupid and other crappy explanation. So give me some perspective here. Do I sound unreasonable when I say that thanks, but F no thanks? No, I don't think you're unreasonable at all. He threw you away. He was your dad. He was your dad because he's the one that raised you. Oh, that makes me so angry. It's like being adopted. You're still their kid. You're not biologically their kid, but you're their kid. Update one, family left. Oh, update one, 3 years later. Thank you for all the advice, but I decided to go with my grandpa, which was kind of the same most of you gave me, and I'll be standing my ground. Good for you. Oh, wait, no, it's not 3 years later. They didn't date these right. They didn't date these right. I don't know why. Um, Thank you for all the advice, but I decided to go with my grandpa's, which was kind of the same most of you gave me, and I'll be standing my ground. I have been really annoyed lately because a lot of people keep saying I'm a crazy teen and I'll regret it. But Grandpa made a point that I need to stop trying to decide how I feel in the future. Because the truth is, you can never know. You might have to make decisions now based on feelings and info you have now, not based on feelings and info you might have later. Good point. Right now, I'm disgusted by dad and brother. I want nothing to do with them. I don't trust them. I don't even think there's a chance they might be doing this, reaching out for optics and money. If my feelings change, I will deal with that when they do. Cross the bridge and I'll get to it and all. I wasn't really going to post an update on this because I don't see the point. My story is kind of over, but something happened yesterday I wanted to share. So I decided to stand by my F no, I don't want to talk to them. I'll be moving to another city soon and decided to change my number. Fair. Grandpa is the only one who will have the new one. I asked him not to share it, and I know he won't. He's a retired cop and he's really badass and has zero patience for this BS. My new number is safe. He called my mom and told her that from now on, if anyone wanted to reach me, they'd have to go through him. Good on Grandpa. Good Grandpa. Good Grandpa. When your parents can't treat you right, that's why you have grandparents. So mom showed up at his place. I've been living for him for a while and tries to talk to me, but grandpa says she has to talk to him first so he can decide whether she's allowed to talk to me or not. LOL. So mom goes insane and starts telling him that's none of his business and that this is between me and my dad. So grandpa goes something like, if anyone shows up on my lawn to disturb the boy, I'll get the cops, a restraining order, and a shotgun. Ooh. And grandpa knows how to use it too. It goes on for a while until mom says I'm not the only family Grandpa has, and by doing this, Grandpa is pushing away everyone and splitting the family. He has other grandchildren. Why is he picking just one, and so on? So Grandpa effing laughs and tells her it's no fault of his. His family blew up long ago, and everyone grabbed a piece of what was left and ran for it. He looks at me and says I'm his piece, so he's not going to let it go and F it. Aw, what a good grandpa. Making me want to cry. He's such a good grandpa. I was feeling like laughing up to this point because mom was going crazy and all. But when she effing said that, I broke. Mom left after a while, and I just hugged my old man like my life depended on it. And he just said something like, "Enough now. No need for that. I'm your family. Family doesn't leave. You remember that when you have one of your own, and I effing will." TLDR. Won't be pals with dad and brother. I'm good. Grandpa is the crap. Edited. Before I forget, some people were asking about what my siblings were like. Well, my older brother stole and shook crap that were mine or supposed to be mine. He lied to me about it, and not the innocent kid lie, but effed up crap that ruined relationships I had with friends, family, and even a girlfriend I cared about. Oh, that's sad. He was a huge bully for years and even hit me once. Mom said he's going through a lot too, and dad could care less and was just protected him. Grandpa told him if he ever hit me again, he would break my brother's teeth in. I guess he believed him because he's never touched me after the one time. This kid needs to go to the gym and work out some and then go after the brother. Younger brother is cool. I'd rather not talk about him here. That's fair. Another edit. I read the comment section to Grandpa. I had to explain what OG is. Now he wants to watch Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. But thank you for all the love. Reading the replies on my first post just said the internet is very smart. Reading the replies on this update, he got a little emotional and and said he had stuff to do because he doesn't want the kid to see him cry. But he got a beer and came back and asked if there were more people saying stuff. The comment comparing him to Clint Eastwood made his day. Thanks for the love, guys. Update 2, still 3 years ago. It is an act of God that I still remember the password to this throwaway but F guys. People, you are not going to effing believe this. I don't effing believe this. The lab didn't make a mistake on my results. What they did is they mixed the results of all children. I am my dad's bio son, but my older brother is not. Ha! Big brother gonna get it now. Which is effing weird because he looks like dad. Maybe mom has a type. Turns out it was this lab result stuff whenever my name came on it. He would be triple checking it now with another lab. But I mean F. The settlement has a confidential disclosure clause on something on details, so I will not be speaking about this ever, 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 and all ever again because it's damn good money. So shh. But I had to share this because effing LOOOOOOOOL. If anybody's keeping score, I now believe in karma. Reminder: I'm not the original poster. This is a repost. Wow, it's not even. How did they mix up the blood test that badly? Holy cow! They all need to get tested again just in case. The girls probably aren't his either. He's probably his only kid. I'd treat him right. That'd be karma. Chibi Sailor Mercury says, I don't really get the I raised you, now I know you're not mine, and I get to treat you like crap. Exactly. I don't get that either. Like, is that family relationships come down to whether or not you're related? F who you are as a person. F our shared history and memories. You aren't mine. Get bent. Ellipsoid said, saying people who say they own their children secretly believe they own their spouse too. 366. Don't know what that's a referring to. Anybody know? Too many people absolutely refuse to consider adoption. They'll spend tons of money on IVF or surrogacy just in order to have a new baby that has their genes. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And honestly, you forget I have an adopted niece. I forget she's adopted. She doesn't even look like the rest of us. She's from Korea and a bunch of Polish people. Polish people and half Polish people. And I forget she's not just a born kid into that family. I forget that she's adopted all the time. And adding up how many kids each people have, because there's a girl, boy, thing going on in that family. It's like, oh yeah, I can't count that one. I can't count that one. Or her older brother and sister. Our next one is, am I overreacting? My husband started taking evening runs with a woman he met at our kids' daycare. I think this crosses boundaries. AIO. Well, you can only make boundaries for yourself. My 28 female husband, 30 male, have been together for 6 years, married for four. I've been hurt by cheating in the past relationships, so I'm probably more sensitive to situations that feel questionable. My husband decided to get serious about fitness this year and started running every evening around our neighborhood. He's really dedicated to it, goes out every single day around 7 after dinner. I prefer morning yoga classes, so this has become his routine. Over the past few months, he's mentioned running into other people from our neighborhood and striking up conversations. This one woman in particular, recently divorced, maybe 5 years younger, who he started running with regularly. Apparently, they met when they were both picking up kids from the same daycare and realized they lived nearby and have similar running paces. Last Tuesday, he came home later than usual from his run and mentioned he'd stopped for smoothies with a friend at that juice bar on Main Street. When I asked which friend, he seemed hesitant before admitting it was a divorced mom from his running group. So either he's doing, I mean, it is a red flag. It is a red flag. He's either doing something with the other mom, the MILF. We'll call her the MILF. He's either doing something with the MILF or he doesn't want to tell her because she's going to have a bad reaction. He insisted it was totally innocent, just two parents grabbing post workout drinks and talking about training for the upcoming 5K. He swore nothing weird happened, and I know that he's not like that. Our marriage has been really good overall, and we've had stressful periods with work and parenting a toddler. My husband has never given me real reason not to trust him in 6 years, but this whole situation makes me uncomfortable. I recently divorced woman, daily evening runs together, stopping for drinks afterwards. The hesitation when I asked about it. Um, Really, a smoothie? A smoothie is not having drinks. Drinks involve alcohol. Smoothies usually do not. What does everyone think? Am I being paranoid or should I be concerned about these boundaries? Mathman says schedule a play date with all the parents and the kids. It's a normal thing to do, and it gives you a chance to also connect with someone who could be a new friend. Edit, if she's truly a friend, then your husband should be excited about everybody getting together. If your husband deflects and gives a bunch of reasons why it's not a good idea, then you have more to talk about. That sounds like a great idea. Get to know her. She might be your friend too. You could both share a friend. And then you can become polyamorous and I'm just kidding. Or if they agree, but the vibe is super weird between them with OP there, that's also telling. Yeah. Agree. I'm a lifelong runner, and honestly, there are a ton of platonic opposite sex running friendships and partners I know of and have zero reason to believe anyone is cheating. I myself used to run with an older guy, I'm 45, he's probably 65, who was my pace and just yapped the whole time and distract me from the run itself. But I think that's the key, that he's fine having you two met and be friends and all. Somebody called her out on using intersex running friendships. This is not all what you meant to say. Adhesive fluid says I only run with intersex people. I have a fetish for mosaic combinations with sub 6 minute miles. Violet came back and said, edited LOL. It's been a long day. She changed it to platonic instead of intersex. She changed it to platonic opposite sex instead of intersex. I think she should have left the intersex on there because that's kind of funny. Yeah, I think honestly, she said she's hasn't had a reason to doubt him in the past. Honestly, you trust people until you don't trust people. My husband goes out with women, oh, ex co-workers by himself. Doesn't bother me. I know him and I know he's not going to do anything. Um, because he's a good guy and I trust him. I trust him with everything. But I also know him. We've been together 40 years. 40 years. Dad could never cheat. Maybe he could. You don't know. Anyone could cheat. All those Hollywood people might never cheat if they were normal people and not have people throwing themselves at them constantly. I think under the right circumstances, anybody could cheat, but most people don't put themselves in situations where they're going to or shouldn't put themselves into situations where they're going to. Um, but we do have laughs when people come on to us because that's happened to both of us, and it's funny. We just laugh like, "Ah, no, I'm married." Left for a whole 30 minutes once. It was great. Okay, expectation versus reality, our favorite one. It takes effort to cheat. It does. But like I said, you can be in a situation, put yourself in a situation where it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to cheat. uh, expectation versus reality. The cake I saw versus the cake I made. Oh no. Okay, y'all are gonna have to see this with me. So this is the cake they saw. That's so cute. The little why are their butts up in the air like that? It's so weird. Why are they drowning? Why are they drowning? They should be floating like this guy. Okay, you ready? Oops, that's the wrong thing. I mean, that's cute. They did a good job. Holy cow. That's a really good job. Lauren can do stuff like that. I can't. Here she's making the stuff. Not bad at all. No, it's not. It's really good. Oh, it's so cute. That could be a little bit better, but who cares? Last one. Nope, it's not even the last picture. That's so cute. She did such a good job. And it got it. No, that's really nice. Good job. Good job, OP. You did good. um, who are you? So HWOO. Who are? Looks great. Fun fact: pigs can get sunburned. That's why they wallow in mud. They also don't sweat, which is also a reason they wallow in mud because it cools them off. Fish can get sunburned too. That's why they live in the water. And hippos. That's why hippos shred crocodiles and humans and coat themselves in the fluids. Angel Jess says that got dark fast. uh, Juana Zana says, haha, hippos are actual monsters in combat. I'd have a better chance fist fighting a grizzly than a hippo. Hippos are evil. Hippos are evil. Oh, Hippobot. There's a Hippobot 9000. Hippobot 9000 versus 3.1 found version 3.1 found a hippo. 3,157,779 122 comments searched. 63,998 hippos found. Your comment contains the word hippo. Somebody said go bot. Oh, it's funny. Now I'm gonna have to find a way to put hippo in a Reddit comment. All right. If you have not already, please subscribe and turn on your notifications. I go live at least 4 times a week, usually about 10 in the morning. If you have a story of your own or one you came across in the wild, you can email Biddy Brunch Bunch, that's all one word, BIDDY, at gmail.com, and I might read it for our bunch. Put in the title submission. If you would like to have an email notification, you can email biddybrunchbunch at gmail.com and put subscribe, and I will send you an email. Just when I start it, just to remind you. And I have still not figured out how to schedule a scream and then get back to it so I can actually talk. That was the problem this morning. I've got to figure that out. I've got to figure that out. Okay. This is from r slash what do I do? My dad, 60s, keeps getting catfished by women in their 30s. He just sent $150 to her. What can I do? And it has a picture of a nice looking girl. I'm not going to show it. It might not even be the girl that he's talking to. So I'm not going to show that picture. There's every chance that it's a guy and he's uh scraped women's pictures. Who knows? My dad is a guy in his 60s and keeps talking to women online who claim to be in their 30s. He just started navigating the online dating scene looking for companionship. We've caught multiple catfishes by reverse searching their photos, but this one is harder. He sent her $150 for a broken phone and now says she wants to come stay with him for a week. She told my dad she's in her 30s and has a son who's 3. She is a police officer in Tennessee but wants to move. Red flags, red flags, no kidding. Holy cow. Red flag, she's never video chatted or called. The phone number she gave is disconnected and doesn't match the iPhone she claims to have. I ran multiple reverse image searches, Google, TinEye, Yandex, Bing, and can't find her picture anywhere else. That's actually not a red flag. That's actually not a red flag. If that picture is not anywhere else, then that means it might be her. Also talks to women on Signal, WhatsApp, Telegram, etc. I told him normal women would just use her number. Yes. I'm attaching one of the photos she sent, no minors included. I'm not looking to shame my dad. I just need to know if this is a real person, a stock photo, or stolen pictures from someone else. Has anyone seen this picture before, or how can I track the original source? Any tools or methods I haven't tried? Thanks in advance. I just wanted to protect him. I know she's fake. Just cannot prove other than the obvious. Why is it that people get dumb when they get older? I know somebody who was scammed twice out of thousands of dollars. Like, you didn't learn the first time. You didn't learn when the target person was saying, "You sure you want all these gift cards?" That sounds like a scam to me. I guess you can't, legally stop people from being dumb. Garrett Keith R says, "Tell him that his 30 F that this 30 female is actually a sweaty 42 male that lives in his mom's basement." Bill Offer says, "I'm not sweaty." I Miss Dig JK says, "Not yet." But lubed. Misspelled but. Oh, geez. Bricknut says, on a serious note, get your dad screened for dementia. This is one of the ways it starts to manifest itself when they start falling for scams. Most reasonable people never would. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. Somebody does give her another link to try. 30 Red Sweater says, if you want to shake sense into him with proof, you can try a private investigator. However, it's more than likely that he wants to pay for the delusion that attractive women want him rather than wanting a real relationship, and your proof won't do any good. Probably the best thing to do is pursue legal guardianship so you can make sure he doesn't burn all his money up in scams. Yeah, that's true. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's gonna spend all his money on on a fantasy. Yeah, he likes that he thinks these women are attracted to him. They're not. They just want your money. They're not even women most of the time. They're men in India. I swear sometimes people in other countries don't have morals. Russia, India. This is from our server life. My table today made a reservation for 8, but brought many more instead. That is not cool. It's a rant. I worked in fine dining. I was the only server on. Tuesdays are pretty manageable, but when my 8 top suddenly mutated, I sort of freaked out. Yeah, understandable. 5 of them showed up right away and ordered, and over the course of the next half an hour, more of them started appearing, bypassing the host stand, dragging tables across the tile, even after being asked not to do so. By the time they'd all arrived, there were 32 of them. Yeah, but most of these people are not in poverty, Lauren. They're just scammers. They're going out and buying nice stuff. Sorry. By the time they'd arrived, there were 32 of them at a monstrosity of a table they'd created, all off ordering at different times and then switching seats. Stuff of nightmares, snapping their fingers to get my attention. Had the nerve to express their dissatisfaction about the auto gratuity, automatic gratuity. Yeah, we should watch some Catfish. I like that show. That's a fun show to watch. The kitchen was reasonably irate, but I felt so bad for my other tables because they were the real casualties. Anyway, glad it's over. Yeah, don't do this, people. That's just terrible. 32? That's what, 4 times more than there were supposed to be? I don't know. I can't do math. Mr. Jin says, I feel like a manager should have stepped in at some point, especially in a fine dining setting. Rule of thumb is that you kind of get whatever you want until it impedes on other people's experience, which sounds like it did. Yeah. Roxic toxy. Roxic toxy. She wanted to be Roxy Toxic, but she's Roxic Toxy. Yep, allowing this bad management, they should have separated the party and staggered their seating on the wait list. Management should have never allowed this to happen. Giant Strider claims that OP doesn't work in fine dining. Yeah, most places make yeah, but they had 8 people there. They had 8 people there, and they were bypassing he had no control over that. They were bypassing the hostess stand and just coming in and doing what they wanted. I guess they missed that part, but they were bypassing the hostess stand and just coming in and doing what they wanted. Yeah, that stinks. Don't do that, people. That's mean. Don't do that. Be honest. Be honest about how many people you have. Maybe if you have 32 people, get a room. They have those, sometimes for free, if they know everybody is going to buy dinner. This is from Entitled Parents. Kids pick my flowers with mom watching. So I live close to a school and I have a front garden. I was sitting outside today as kids were walking home from school, and this mom with lots of kids goes by, and 2 of the kids pick one of my flowers. One of the kids throws the picked flower back on my property as he walks. That's kind of rude. Mom was right there watching them. They all saw me sitting there. I was maybe 10 feet from them. I was so dumbfounded at what I saw, never said anything. I would have said something. I plan on sitting out there again tomorrow, and if it happens again, saying something. That or following her home and picking some of her flowers. She probably don't got flowers, dude. She has little kids. She won't have time for flowers. And then throwing them back on her property. Ha ha. But seriously, teach your kids some respect. How do I deal with this in a decent way with minimal chance of retaliation? Snowward says, put up a sign, don't pick the flowers. If a kid approaches, tell them to stay off your property. So LP says she'll try a sign. Motion activated. Squibit says motion activated sprinklers. Dubs and 49ers says just sit there with the hose on. Yeah, you can spray them. Put your thumb over the hose. It works great. Barney Sparkles says, I'd be practicing yelling, get off my lawn so you can have it down pat for tomorrow. Get off my lawn. I mean, it was one flower. I would watch to see if they did it again. And then I would say, hey, don't pick my flowers, please. They're there to look at, not to touch. And then if they did it again, then there'd be problems. Okay. Next is our in-laws. I can go non-contact with my in-laws. Can I go no contact with my in-laws over a haircut? Probably. Probably because it's not just a haircut. They've been doing stuff forever. My in-laws and I have a complicated relationship. Called it. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law would cut my 2 years hair whenever they wanted. Oh, no, that's not cool. Mill was told she was not allowed to cut his hair. His hair was cut while in her care. I told her this was unacceptable. Yeah, you don't cut other kids' hairs. Stop doing that, people. The step parents that cut the kids' hair because they don't want to mess with it. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. She then had him again, nothing. But the next time he had half a haircut. I didn't notice when I picked him up as I was running late for an appointment. He had wet himself and had to install a car seat. To me, this was a big FU. I can do what I want to your kids, even though you have said no. I see it as completely disrespectful and now want nothing to do with them. Why would you give a kid hat? Yeah, that's just not acceptable. Am I overreacting? I know it's only hair, but the only boundary that I had put in place is so easy to follow. They have also bullied me a fair bit and excluded me from things. We'll start family chats and invite all the in laws, but not me. We'll make fun of me in the chats because my son goes to daycare while I'm a stay at home mom. I run my husband's business. I have two older kids with ASD, and I'm dealing with my own health issues and have lots of appointments. Well, I mean, just running your husband's business alone justifies daycare. So I need a day or two free. Well, tell me that the theme I have picked for my birthday is wrong and they are getting organizing a bluey cake. And I can't have his birthday on that day and time. That's not up to them. You have his birthday on your time, your day. You pick the theme, you pick the cake, and they come or they don't come. And you don't have to take them over there for whatever celebration they think they want. Tell me while I'm pregnant with my fourth and moving houses, I have no choice but to host Christmas, even though I said no. Lots of stuff like that. So I'm just a bit over it. Oh, so you exclude her from things, but then she has to host Christmas? What the heck? Dazzling Potion says if you told her she was not allowed and she did it anyway, she loses unsupervised access for a very long time, if ever. No contact is also appropriate. When the flying monkeys don't engage with them. When the flying monkeys come, don't engage with them. Tell them it's none of their business. Quite Frank E says you're massively underreacting. There's a whole boundary stops that they're getting away with, and it isn't just about the haircut. Exactly. It's not just about the haircut. Starry North says, girlfriend, your in laws have no respect for you or your very reasonable boundaries. So here's some for me. I absolutely respect everything you're doing for your husband and family and strongly encourage you to say no, which, by the way, is a complete sentence, and keep saying no until either they get the message or you go no contact. Say no to Christmas, no to haircuts, and no to their suggestions to all birthday parties. You are not overreacting. You have every right to enforce those boundaries. I would start blocking and removing myself from their socials, leaving the family chats, block them on Facebook, etc. You don't need their negative energy in your busy life. You've got this. And she could put a little heart in it, which is nice. Yeah, no. Just no. Oh my goodness, that poor girl. Yeah, that's not crossing boundaries. That's jumping over them like they're a skyscraper. And a half a haircut. What the audacity? Audacity must have been on sale that day because they bought it all. Next is from Petty Revenge. I lied to my pick me friend and she got a tattoo based off it. Okay, this seems to be some sort of an update, and there's an OG post. So let's go to there. This is from our confession. I lied to my pick me friend. Okay. It's been about 2 years since this happened, but I just got confirmation from a friend who attended her tattoo appointment that it was all because of what I said. The backstory: I, 25 female, was introduced to Peggy, fake name, 25 female, through a mutual friend. She had recently moved to a friend's neighboring apartment unit and was quickly introduced to our friend group. Almost immediately, I could tell we were not going to get along based off some backhanded compliments that were given. But I decided that it was too quick to judge her fairly and invited her to a game night that a friend and I were hosting. Huge mistake. Name one. Game one, sardines. During a drunken game of sardines in the dark, Peggy faked a fall and pushed my head into a shelf. How do I know she faked it? She literally told me in front of everyone and laughed about saying, I found him first, that's why I pushed you. Okay, that's a red flag. Game two, King's Cup. I don't know what that. I was familiar with sardines. I don't know what King's Cup is. Sardines is where you pick a small area. I used to do it in phone booths sometimes, usually on a scavenger hunt. Scavenger hunts are fun, by the way. Um, and you cram everybody in there like a clown car. Game two, King's Cup. Peggy called me out during the never have I ever portion for having gone through a divorce. Oh, so this is never have I ever, not King's Cup. Okay, it's never have I ever. Talk about it normally wouldn't have bothered me since everyone there was already knew about it and were really supportive during that time. But it was the fact that she was trying to single me out and shame me for it. Yeah, that's rude. Don't do that. Throughout the rest of the night, this kind of behavior continued, and by the end, I was thoroughly convinced she had some sort of vendetta about me. Finding out what, or in my case, who it was, took almost no time at all. One of our friends, we'll call Mark, was in attendance the first night. Mark, 28 male, is tall, kind, funny, and generally attractive guy. Essentially, he's catnip for her type. At this time, we were pretty close friends, and Peggy did not like that. For the next 6 months, anytime he was around, I had to deal with the most ridiculous, awkward, and petty attempts of her trying to single me out or embarrass me. Now, this is where the tattoo comes into play. I'd been planning on getting a dragon tattoo for over a year. I'm fully aware that dragons are common and trending tattoo, but I wanted it anyways because it was special to me and my mom. I even worked with my tattoo artist on incorporating her favorite flowers into the piece and figuring out what kind of style and other details I wanted. About a month before my appointment, Peggy heard a friend of mine talking about the tattoo and asking questions. I swear I could see the moment the light bulb went off in her head because she drew the biggest crap eating grin I've ever seen. My light bulb moment happened shortly after. When she asked where and what kind of dragon tattoo I wanted to get, I lied. I told her about how much I loved the movie Spirited Away. Spirited Away is a really good movie. We love that movie, don't we, Laurenella? Because I do. It's a banger. It is. And I went on a tangent about how I grew up on that movie, how my dad showed it to me, and how it'd be cool if Haku, was wrapped around on my arm or something. Lauren says it's the best movie ever for those who aren't watching or are watching later, because you really can't read the chats later. They're very small. If you haven't seen the movie, one of the main characters is the boy named Haku who turns into a dragon. Peggy had never seen this movie before, so I encouraged her to check it out and ended the conversation there. Now, considering she had never seen it before, I didn't think she'd actually do it, but read it, she did it, and it was not just a tiny teensy cutesy thing either. She committed to my exact description. This thing is freaking huge. It's not even your favorite movie. I mean, it's different if it's your favorite movie and the dragon means something to you, but to just go out and do it for spite for somebody, girl, get better, make better decisions. You probably smell like cigarettes. When she showed it to me 2 weeks later, I was in shock, and she probably thought I was upset for taking something from me. But I went home that night and switched between the feeling awful for lying to her and laughing about how truly unbelievable she was for it. 2 years later, I'm still doing that. No, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. She deserved that. She deserved that. I'd be laughing. I'd be laughing my butt off. I had confessed to a friend recently about my lie, and that's when she told me. She went to the appointment with Peggy that day, and word for word, Peggy said, she's going to be upset. This is the exact tattoo she wanted. It wasn't, though. Edited for fact. Regarding the girl who went to the appointment with Peggy, we didn't become friends until after all this happened. At the time, we were only acquaintances, and she ended up dropping her as a friend for her own personal reasons. We discovered later in our friendship our mutual distaste for Peggy, but this always wasn't the crux of our friendship. It's nice. It's kind of fun sometimes when you have mutual distaste for somebody you both don't like, but and it's not the crux of your friendship. It's just something you have in common. Number two, neither her or I dated Mark. I had turned him down early in our friendship before she came into the picture. Don't get me wrong, Mark is a catch, but he deserves someone who's crazy about him, and that just wasn't me. Oh, what a good girl. We sorted our friendship out prior to this whole mess, and hopefully he can find a healthy middle ground of crazy, lol. He was pretty obvious to the oblivious. He was pretty oblivious to the whole thing. I didn't need him to sort it out for me, so he didn't know until way after. Didn't know how to edit a post until now, but here you go. Face is blocked out for obvious reasons, but I don't follow her socials, so you'll have to settle for her cropped PFP. Oh, she has a picture. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty big. That's a pretty big tattoo to just to spite somebody. Why would you do that? Okay. I'll keep you guys posted if I have any updates. For now, this confession is in the void. Update. Holy F. I showed this post to the friend who went with her to the appointment. She was kind enough to supply a picture of the cat's tattoo in progress. Oh, it does not look as good. So there's the tattoo in progress. Wow. Awfully big thing to get when you're just trying to spite somebody. The crazy thing is, she did this to her. She did. Oh, the crazy thing is, she did this to her too with a tattoo commemorating her favorite music artist from her. I initially wanted the tattoo because he's literally my favorite artist, so I sent my artist, the one you met, my reference photo. And she said she wanted to come because she was thinking about getting one too. So we got there and he started doing my stencil and stuff. And when she saw it, she says, "Oh my gosh, it's so cute. It would be so cute, cool if we got matching tattoos." Yeah, expensive too. You're right. I, being excited at this point, having no issues with her whatsoever, was like, "Yeah, girl, it's your body." So I was just like, "Okay, let it happen." It's just a memento for her. She got the exact same thing in the exact same placement too. This girl's weird. Peggy's weird. How many other tattoos are you gonna copy? Oh, this is the whole thing without the tattoo or without the add-ons. Okay, cool. So we got the up posts. Oh, did she put it in a different? Oh, first it was our confession. This is petty revenge. So that's why it's different. But I'm glad we read the original with the updates. It's awesome. Um, those were all ones from Monday that we didn't get to on Monday. So, I have more though. Don't worry, I have more. Do you want more? Everybody wants more, right? It's only been an hour. Trying to get these to 2 hours. Let's see what this one is. Oh, that's not what we needed. Okay, that one can go away. Yeah. Oh, this sounds like a good one. For mother-in-laws from hell, my mill organized our wedding celebration without us, and we can't attend, and she doesn't care. Oh my goodness. People. So me, female 31, and my husband, male 34. Got married last weekend. Congratulations. Good for you. This is about 2 months old. My mill was very helpful with cakes she baked for the wedding, but she also showed up in a long white dress with huge cleavage for the evening wedding party. Don't. Why are women like this? Why would you attend your kid's wedding in a wedding dress? Don't. That is a different story you can read here. I'm still quite confused and mad about that. She's the type of woman who always acts innocent angel with high pitched voice and never says anything negative. She only makes this passive aggressive innocent comments. You can never know what she really thinks because she will not tell you. So anyway, we were not able to invite my husband's grandparents and part of his family to our wedding because they were too unwell to travel to a different city or couldn't come. Because of that, we organized a separate wedding celebration lunch just for them in their city. Good for you. Good job. That's nice. We wanted to organize it at the end of September. We unexpectedly learned we had to move flats, so move apartments, in 2 weeks after the wedding. So that was a huge complication. And we wanted to postpone the lunch after we moved because moving while working two full time jobs is a lot of work and stress. Moving while not having two full time jobs is a lot of work and stress. Somehow we have no idea how Mills started to organize it behind our back. She picked the restaurant we didn't want, reserved it, invited everyone, and just told us the date. She did not discuss this date with us and is totally not suitable for us. We said to her this is not very okay with us, but if she can cancel it, she said she is not able to cancel, and if we won't come, it will be a shame, but they will celebrate anyway. Sounds like she wants a party for herself. She's probably going to wear the wedding dress again. What the hell? We said that we are not okay with that. We don't understand how they can celebrate our wedding without us. I guess she will just get in her wedding dress and that will do. Just kidding. No, she will. That's exactly what she's going to do. I don't get it. Why is she not able to cancel a reservation that is not supposed to be is supposed to be in more than 2 weeks? Well, there might be a cancellation fee after a month or something. Why did she do this behind her backs? Because she's not a nice person? Is this manipulation to get us there no matter what? Probably. I feel like this is another passive aggressive thing since she is acting like she is doing us a favor and sweet as honey, but in reality, she is just totally ignoring our needs and wants. Please give me your opinions or if you went through something similar. Thanks. I have known people that are super sweet, kind, gentle in public and totally off the rails in private, especially if you're their family. Um, I wonder if there's a follow-up to this. I would, not go. Don't go. Do your own celebration too. Invite everybody. Say, this is the real celebration. If you want to go to the other one, fine. We're not going to be mad about it. But this is the date, the time, and the place we're doing it. You can go to both. You can go to neither. It's an invitation, not a summons. Or if you want to choose, please choose this one if you want to celebrate with us. I don't know what's wrong with this lady. It's weird. It's really weird. Wonder if there's any follow-ups. Let's find out. Hosts. Oh, good. There is. There's an update. Yay! We found an update. We found an update. Is that like the male song from Blue's Clues? First of all, thanks for all your comments. I really appreciate it. Some of them were very helpful, some really dramatic. I don't think we reached the non contact point. My mill is, interestingly, quite dumb and too attached, but not totally bad or vicious. No, she is. So here's an update, not very dramatic. No, this mother in law is vicious. She wouldn't do that if she wasn't. The fact that you're not recognizing this is very disturbing. My husband told her we won't come and it's a pity that she can't communicate the date with us. She tried to gaslight him that she did, but he was firm that she didn't. She was acting like it's all good and maybe it is. No. They will celebrate his grandmother's birthday on that day instead. That's fine. They all celebrated that. Her birthday was a few days ago and we would love to be at her birthday party too, but oh well, whatever. Then my husband called the part of the family that was supposed to attend and explained the situation to mother-in-law's brother, why we won't attend. He said something along the lines, well, you know your mother. So there's that. We will be organizing our own celebration in October and they are good with it. I will make sure this time mother-in-law is the last person to know that we are planning this and she will be the last invited. We are also considering that my husband will politely ask her if she could to leave the white dress for the bride only this time. I'm not sure about this. Is this okay to ask since I'm technically not a bride anymore? Although it will be our wedding celebration. Now, here's a good idea that I learned on Reddit. Um, Tell everyone to wear white and you wear something else. Wear black, wear purple, wear red, wear something else. The bride wears something else and everybody else, all the other women are in white. That'd be awesome. Let her wear the white dress. Let her wear it. ICU says, I don't find your mother in law to be interesting. I don't think she's dumb. I don't think she's too attached either. Your Mel knew what she was doing. She didn't care whether you were or not, and she still doesn't. She's totally manipulating you and your husband. Well, you know your mother. With that attitude, no wonder she gets away every time. She wore a freaking white dress to your wedding and is throwing a celebration dinner for your wedding without you, and everyone is going, oh, well, let's just ask politely not to wonder her white wedding dress to come out at the dinner celebration. Is it okay to ask her not to wear it? F yeah. But you could please come back and update us on how that went because I can guarantee you that mother in law is going to lose her crap over it. I get why you would get, this is the OP answering. I get why you would get that picture on her based on the information I gave, but I have to say that she also has good traits. Like, for example, during the wedding, she said to me that my husband was never more happy than he is with me, and she can see it. That was nice, and overall, she's nice towards me most of the time. Sometimes it's just very confusing. We are very opposite kind of people. I'm super honest, straightforward, and I hate BS mind games. She will never tell her she will never tell you her true she will never tell you her true feelings. For me, it seems like she kind of likes me, but she is also super competitive and fights with jealousy because her husband is her only child. She can't help it, and since she is not very intelligent, my husband's words, it's coming out in a super cringe way like a white dress at our wedding. I know I'm in for a ride with her, and it'll be so much worse with children in the picture. When she gave her our cat for when we gave her our cat for a week, she basically did everything she asked her not to do with him. Oh my goodness, you're excusing this woman. It's crazy. We are seriously thinking of moving to Ireland in the future to escape this. Also for some different reasons. As long as my husband is on board, I can take it, and I feel like he is. No, move to Ireland. Move to Ireland. You're already talking about escaping it, and you're excusing her behavior at the same time. Girl, girl, this is just not going to turn out well. This woman is not nice. She's nice to your face, but she's not nice. She is not a nice person at all. Well, this sounds like a good one too. What do I That's from our subreddit. What do I do? My brother eats everything. It's gotten to the point where my mom had to get a mini fridge for my room, and even then, he will come in there and just take what he wants. If I get food for me, it's gone. If I ask if he can share some of his food, obviously no. Am I effing crazy? He takes boxes of soda and hides them around the house. I'm having to hide canned foods in my room just so I have something to eat half the time. This kid is 15, about to turn 16. I'm a 19-year-old woman and I'm quite literally scavenging for food half the time. We went shopping yesterday and he ate 2 cans of ravioli and one of those huge 3-serving chicken and dumpling cans. This was within the first few hours, not including everything else he has scarfed down. He will also lick food and then put it back in the bag so I won't eat it. Oh, that's nasty. How much does a kid weigh? I mean, he could be really skinny and just going through a growth spurt, but seriously. I won't say I'm starving or anything, I'm not, but it's getting past the point of, "Oh, ha ha, he's just a growing boy." This is what my mom says. I'm tired, trying very hard to get out of here and live in a dorm. But is this not insane? Everyone acts like I'm just the pissy big sister when I complain about it. This top commenter is Use Your Smarts and says, I think parents need to take him to the doctor. Get a lock for your door until you can move. That's a good idea. Inside lock for your door or outside lock for your door. The farty party says, farty party. Or do what I did. We had roommates stealing my food. Buy health food that your brother finds nasty. I bet he won't eat grape nuts, and cereal with soy milk. I would. I don't like grapefruits or grape nuts and soy milk. Singing Tea Kettle said, I tried that with a previous roommate. He threw them out because he didn't like looking at things he couldn't eat. Even when he did buy them, they weren't for him. Oh my. I had a roommate accusing me of eating her food once. I wasn't. I wasn't eating her food. Um, Anybody who knows me knows I don't eat coconut. I don't like it. Um, it's more of a texture thing than a than a taste thing. Um, but yeah, she put passive aggressive notes up. Don't eat my food. And then but I wasn't eating her food. I really seriously was not eating her food. Oh, I hate this. Oh, there we go. I'm putting the dates in as I read. Um, so she put passive aggressive enough, don't eat my food. The food was still disappearing. I wasn't eating it. Her boyfriend had a key to the apartment that she gave him. Wonder who was eating her food. Can we place bets? I was bringing friends in. I didn't drink milk at the time. It wasn't agreeing with me at the time. Everything had like, don't eat my German chocolate cake. I don't eat your German chocolate cake. I ate your German chocolate cake, the frosting would be in the garbage. Is the frosting in the garbage? No, then I didn't eat your cake. I did start eating her food after a while, but just on principle. I didn't eat a lot of her food. I'd take a cookie now and then. A cookie. Her food was disappearing. Milk, German chocolate cake. Are you getting up in the middle of the night? Doubt it. She was way too skinny. I swear she weighed like 90 pounds. She also looked like the Grinch that stole Christmas. So we called her the Grinch all the time. My husband set me up with her. Worst thing he's ever done to me. We did not get along. Next one is from Am I the Jerk? I'm going through stuff that I have like saved for things. Um, Am I the jerk? AITJ for refusing to cover a coworker's shift because she can't handle her responsibilities. I work in a mid-sized office, and one of my coworkers, we'll call her Charlotte, has a habit of overcommitting and then panicking when she can't handle it. Don't volunteer for things you can't do. Don't spend money you don't have. Yesterday, she asked me to cover her shift, not because she had a legitimate emergency, but because she didn't feel like dealing with her workload, and I politely said no. She didn't end quote there. I politely said no, explaining that I had already had my own deadlines and I can't take on extra work at the last minute. She got visually upset and started hinting that I'm not being a team player and that I should sacrifice for the sake of the office. No, it's a job. Now, several coworkers are whispering about me being selfish. My manager is asking if I could be more flexible. I'm torn because I don't want to look uncooperative, but it feels unreasonable to ask someone to cover for you because you simply do not feel like working. So AITJ for refusing to cover her shift. No, go to the manager and say, she just doesn't want to do it. Why should I have to do it? You do it. You're the manager. You're the one that should be covering for her. Holiday Book says, in what world are you responsible for coworkers? You said no ends there. If people are talking about you, direct the conversation to how she overcommits. Yeah. Um, Ask them why they're not volunteering to take over for her. OP says, yeah, if I keep covering for her, it just enables the pattern. I don't mind teamwork, but this wasn't an emergency. It was her avoiding responsibility. Faceless Void says, I had a manager say, come on, take one for the team. My reply was, why? The team never takes one for me. It's usually how it happens. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Not not the jerk. Not the jerk at all. Oh, okay. I have lots of stuff I have saved up. Mm, don't- Oh, you need to do that. Hold on just a second. Alrighty. Back it up. I'm confusing myself now. Okay, this is from Entitled People. My neighbor thinks the laundry room belongs to her family only. This is very, very, very short. So, our apartment complex has four washers and dryers for everyone. I would like to know how large the complex is. I mean, if you have 6 or 8 apartments, that might be enough, but if you have 16, 18, 20, that ain't enough. This lady literally leaves baskets piled up and screams if anyone dares to touch them, so don't leave them. Yesterday, I moved her dry clothes. It had been sitting for 2 hours while I was playing roulette on Rolling Riches. That's a bad idea. She banged on my door saying I stole her time, like, it's not your personal laundromat, Karen. Miss Storm Chaser says, what did the property manager say when you complained? Mozart said, mine would have said it's on the community to work it out, and there's also a laundromat 3 blocks up the road. I roll. Mr. Storm Chaser says, if the person being unreasonable, then management is the only place to go, but some people choose violence, and I understand why. Back when I lived in apartments, I had to use commercial laundry to keep my ass in the laundry room because I didn't trust anyone. Yeah, I have had to share laundry spaces. We had the same setup: two washers, two dryers, two, four, six, eight, 32. I want to say apartments in that building. Might have been. It might only been a 16. No, it was 32. It was 4 apartments, 3 stories. But every story might have had their own laundry room. And the amount of times people left their freaking clothes in the dryer, self included, is astonishing. They will come in and just leave their stuff. And it's like, okay, hope nothing gets stolen on your laundry because you left it here overnight. This is from Best of Redditor Updates. I, 27 female, a teacher, and my principal, 40s male, asked me out, and I feel very upset and I don't know what to do. Um, yeah, no, just say no. Just say no, honey. You don't have to go out with him. I'm a middle school teacher. Last year, we got a new principal for our school who is very unpopular among the teachers. He's been very, very critical in all of his evaluations and shared some unkind words with our teachers when he had a criticism. I, on the other hand, have received glowing evaluations as a teacher under every observation. I have yet to hear a mean or harsh criticism from him. I even got a lot of new things for my classroom this year and that no other teacher got. That seems unfair. This guy sounds like a jerk. Try to get closer so I can lean back a little bit. This leans back too far. I don't like it. How do I fix that? I wonder if I can fix that. Probably not. This is a cheap chair. Um, I'm really upset and I feel like crap now. I thought he appreciated me and respect for me as a teacher. I really did. After school today, I went to his office to ask about semester exam for a particular student. After we discussed the student, he got up and shut the door and sat in the seat beside me. I got a pit in my stomach because I thought I was going to be disciplined for doing something wrong. Then he said he heard me talking that I get together with friends on weekends to play cards. He asked if I'd ever like to get together, just the two of us, and play cards at his house. Creepy. He was clear he did not mean it as a date because he is my direct supervisor, and then he meant it as just as friends. Why would you want to do it by just the two of you at your house then? Why don't you ask if she can invite you to play cards with her friends? I'm not sure I believe that. He just asked me not that long ago if I was making another visit soon to state where my boyfriend lives. Well, let's call him Michigan to Michigan. And I told him that I wasn't with that guy I used to visit, so no. My face got really hot and I stammered that I would not be interested in dating and maybe sometime because I was too nervous to say no with him sitting next to me. I have been really upset since I got home. I have been so stupid to actually think I was a great teacher. I feel like it's been all a lie, and I just want to curl up to a ball and cry. All of my glowing evaluations meaning nothing. Oh, don't feel that way. You're probably a fantastic teacher, and the other teachers are too. He just isn't interested in getting in their pants. I plan to go to his office before school early tomorrow and tell him that I thought about it and I'm not interested and I think it would be a bad idea to spend time together under any circumstances. What's the best way to approach this? How do I pick my self esteem back up? Relevant comments are I'm so lost says, all of my growing evaluations means nothing. Just because he likes you doesn't mean that you aren't a good teacher and that your work is not excellent. Exactly. Don't let him have such power over you. You do love your students. You do your best to give them a good education. Do they get along with you? Focus on that, not him, for sure. OOP answers, my students brighten each and every day for me. I try to make the subject as interesting as possible, and I'm excited to come to school each day. I love each of my colleagues as well. They always ask me why I'm in such a good mood. I take the time to chat with them and see them as often as possible. I've been at the school for 2 years longer than this man. This man, actually, you should probably go to HR with this. Honestly, go above his head. Go to HR because this is not appropriate behavior for a principal. Prime Ghost says, my wife is an elementary school teacher and her principal did the exact same thing last year. The teacher in question filed a complaint with the Teachers Association and the superintendent. hmm The district took it super seriously and the principal was fired and replaced before the end of the school year. You should file a grievance. The principal has a lot of power over teachers in school, and I can think of a way to look at that situation without there being a serious problem. Called it. It's like I'm clairvoyant. I really do not read these ahead of time, I promise. OOP. I feel like I'm in a sticky situation because he made it clear in telling me that he was not interested in dating, but just hanging out alone, right? What should I say to him? On the other hand, I do wonder if this could be a blessing in disguise for all my teacher friends. They're so unhappy. I hate to see them miserable at work every day. Yeah. So, oh, that was on December 9th, 2015. The update is August 28th, 2016, 9 months later. So the original post is here, and she gives a link. But the short version is I am a teacher in my late 20s who was asked out by my principal last December. Or should I say, former principal? Woo! I'll call the principal Mr. S. I don't like that. Um, I'll call him Sam. One thing I noticed in the original post, too many replies said to contact HR immediately. Those comments were pretty out of touch with my actual small school system in a tiny community. The chain of command goes from the principal to directly to the superintendent of schools. So go to the superintendent of schools. So that means transferring to another school in the district would be out of the question. No, you're not asking to transfer. You're asking for this guy to get fired. I thought comments telling me to leave or transfer were taking it a bit too far. I adore the school and I have more respect to just leave an uncomfortable situation. I received so much encouragement from others in my post. The next day after the post, I left very early for school. I arrived before any other teachers were there, only Mr. Sam in his office. I left the recorder in my pocket, legal in my state, and walked into his office to ask him if I could speak to him. Briefly, with the recorder on, I told him I was very uncomfortable being asked to spend time with you at your home alone. He simply said, okay, and I left. Pretty uneventful, but I was worried he would deny what happened when I reported him, so I wanted to make sure I had it on tape. In regards to the resolution, I gave a written statement to my superintendent of schools about the incident. The system is tiny, about 600 schools from pre-K to 12. Yeah, that's tiny. They also don't have HR, so it's not unusual to go directly from principal to superintendent, no middleman. I won't go into much of the discussion, but came to a mutual agreement that towed the line. He agreed my own suggestion that I should come to him if anything else happens. My main concern was that I would be treated differently after turning him down. This actually did happen, which I will go into in a moment. However, I had an unexpected turn of events in January and ended up putting in my resignation in late February. I applied for a position closer to my hometown and now have moved back for personal, unrelated reasons. She has an illness in the family. That's fair. So I'm actually not in that school anymore, but I miss it very much and I hope to go back someday. Once I put in my resolution, I think she meant resignation. Nothing Mr. Sam did affected me anymore. He never made another pass at me and stopped talking to me completely. In fact, he stopped talking to me at all. It was like I didn't exist. He began ignoring my discipline issues. I didn't even care since I was leaving in May. After the 2 years of glowing reviews from him, at the end of the year, he told me apart in my evaluation, despite only having been inside my classroom once that year. I didn't care at all. Yeah, this is typical. This is typical. He didn't get what he wanted, so now he's like the opposite. What a jerk. At the end of the year, the superintendent asked me to reconsider staying. He told me how much he admired the hard work I put into teaching, and he felt that they wouldn't find a qualified foreign language teacher to replace me in that small district. I wanted to stay, but then again, I was moving for personal reasons and could not. The goodbyes were very hard. Oh, I bet. I bet there were tears. I'll bet there were tears. Now, the cherry on top. The superintendent had been quietly gathering reports and complaints about Mr. Sam's performance from all the unhappy teachers. He met with him before the school year began to have a meeting about changes and improvements that he wanted to see happen. And Mr. Sam just quit on the spot. What? 5 days before the school year began for the teachers. He really left the school high and dry. What a jerk. They have not found a replacement principal and are making it work with the superintendent doubling as his job. Poor guy, that's hard. And select staff members stepping in to cover other duties. So, all in all, he is now the most hated man in the school district, and I don't have to be there among all the Magnus this year. The superintendent has also emailed me recently to let me know that I am welcome to come back to that district anytime. Thanks for listening. Wow. Damp Blanket said, closing the doors like a cop turning off their body cam. He knew it was entirely inappropriate. Yes. I mean, it's crazy. You're asking her, she plays cards with other people. If you if this was all innocent, you would just ask to be included in that group, maybe, if possible. One on one at your house? Hell no. Not just no. 41 flavors and then some answered he was not interested in dating, but just hanging out alone. Anyone else interpret this as DTFOOP? NSA, of course. I don't know what DTFOOP means. Got to keep things professional. Uh, sarcasm. Micah Sound says, nah, guys like this frame it as not a date so that if you push back on them for putting you in an inappropriate situation, they can hold their hands up and shout, not a date. I never proposed anything inappropriate. Yeah, you did. Being alone with the age gap alone, being alone is inappropriate. But if you take them at their word and hang out as platonic friends because they're your boss and you don't want to offend them, and then they make a move, they could chastise you for leading them on. Yeah, exactly. Lavender answers Schrodinger's date, basically. Wonder if Lavender's a fairy. I gotta get my fairy stuff on here sooner or later. I already did. You guys know my books. The book was very good. I highly recommend it. Okay. We still got time. This is from Am I the Devil? I love Am I the Devil. It's so fun. Um, it's entitled Pet Peeves. This from the subreddit, sorry, subreddit Pet Peeves. It's entitled He Sat Her Down at the Table, originally from Pet Peeves. People who go out in public but hate the idea of someone wanting to talk to them. Honestly, this is just stupid. Every time I go to a coffee shop, I have anxiety because I might accidentally have to sit next to a woman, and nearly 100% of the time, she is not okay with that, even though I'm not ugly and I don't even talk to them for the most part. You don't have to talk to them at all except say maybe hi. Guys aren't as bad, but yeah, I'm just flabbergasted at what I constantly experience from women because just now I was at a coffee shop and it started sweating because the electrical outlet was near a girl and I could just sense was bigoted toward men. Okay, dude. Oh, sounds like a you problem. I even made a big deal of looking for an outlet elsewhere just to happen to land next to her so she wouldn't feel threatened. Well, of course, that didn't help. I simply sat down and she immediately left to vape outside. She did that twice in about 6 minutes before packing up her things and leaving. Lauren Ellis says, I just can't call you old Lauren, baby. Lauren Ellis says, incels are wild. Yes, they are. I mean, I can't help but laugh. You're in public, but hate the thought of even being social with people being friendly. She's not there to socialize with you, dude. She's there to drink her coffee and do whatever she's doing. People be weird. Like you think I'm going to assault you in the coffee shop? No, she just doesn't like you and doesn't want to be near you. And maybe it had nothing to do with you. Probably had nothing to do with you. It was probably just her. Or even making a scene if you won't give me your phone number or something so we can hang out and get to know each other as friends. No one's making a scene if you ask them for your phone number. You're inappropriately asking them for a phone number in a place that you shouldn't be doing that. If she's not showing an interest in you, don't ask for her number. Oh, the insanity. Yes, indeed, the insanity and the hypocrisy. Yes, we are social creatures. Yes, having people around us with stories and chances for adventure, concerts, parties, holidays, birthdays, or even artistic venues or projects to share our creativity online is a good thing and it is fun. Well, maybe for you. Maybe it's not for some other people. You're not everybody. You are going to be approached by people who want to hang out with you and be your friend, even if you're a woman. And bonus, you might even get some romance from it too. I'm married. I don't need your romance, dude. I don't need it. Nobody else needs it either. If they're interested in you, they will let you know. My experience overall is heartbreaking. I hope we can stop this stupid misandry, bear loving, man hating nonsense and all just get along and not be afraid of friendship or intimacy. No, dude, you are why we choose the bear. Most people don't want to harm you. It's stupid to think otherwise. Edit. No, I never sit down at anyone's table. No, I don't randomly talk to people post pandemic. I obviously learned my lesson. Also, I was going to maybe chalk this off as all in my head, but y'all proved my point. Most women are bigoted against men. No, we're not. We're bigoted against jerks. You can be bigoted against jerks. It's called the paradox of tolerance. Look it up. Toxic light. His comments are full of ick, getting professional victim buys from his BS. Yes, no kidding. Werewolf Kato answered, "This is what incels are missing. We can literally feel their hatred and neuroses vibrating out of them. Yes, they might be recently bathed wearing human clothes and trying really hard not to call us foids to our faces, but they are sweating malice the whole time, and we leave because we don't want to die." Like, if you're sweating, maybe you stink, and that's why people are leaving. If you're sweating just sitting down at a cafe, dude, get real. So regular says, "Yep, if my intuition is GTF out of here because potential crazy McCrazerson just sat down next to me and I have never seen you before. You do not get the benefit of a doubt. Sorry, listen to myself first." Yep. More G and D said, "Right. The vaping could have been an excuse to study the situation at a distance and formulate the best strategy to go back, pack up, and leave the best way possible not to engage and get away safely." So regular answered that. Young women wrestle with their intuition. They are taught not to trust. If something is telling them that this is dangerous or iffy or possibly weird, there is no reason to hang out and find out. Life is precious. Go someplace safer. I think I will amend that to all women wrestle with their intuition. Just because we don't didn't get killed this one time, we should be okay with whatever it was he wanted. And you know it wasn't to join a bird watching club with her. He had ulterior motive written all over him. You could probably smell it a while away. Yeah, it was in his sweat because he was sweating. Yeah, guys, don't do this. You are not the be all and end all. And I think I might link a song to this because um no, that's not what I wanted. Um oh, I know what it is. All right, I found it. I'm going to put it in. Oh shoot! Oh, there it is. Okay, it's in the description. If you want a song about a sad, sad alpha man, you can go listen to it. It's a banger. Okay. Oh, another I am the devil. Yay! These are just random ones that I've picked up here and there. Um, what's the date today? Okay, we're safe. All right. Actually, no, we're not. I'm not gonna do that one. It might show up later. Um, consolidate. Okay. Here we go. This is from Entitled People. Everyone was quiet except for her. I think we already read that one. Never mind. We already read that one. Dadgummit. I must not have. I will find one soon. I'll have to read that one too. I guess I'm not gonna. Let's try down here. All too new. Okay, let's just do this instead. My miscellaneous file is too new. I don't want to repeat things in the regular ones. So today. Okay, this is from I Don't Work Here Lady. Um, hubby fired me from a job I don't work. My husband is a manager at a local big name grocery. We were down to one car at the time as the other clunker died and had not yet been replaced. I was waiting at the front of the store for my husband's shift to end when a crazy lady demanded I check her out. I'd barely gotten out I sorry I don't when she stomped off to a manager to complain. I overhear her complaining to hubby, that lazy employee over there, pointing to me, refused to help me and she should be fired. Hubby walks over to me with a big grin on on his face. That crazy lady couldn't see, winked at me and said, and fired me on the spot. He said very loudly, "You will never work here again." I played along, covering my face with my hands and started fake sobbing. My babies, how will I feed my babies? I would like to think Crazy Lady felt horrible, but I peeked through my fingers as I ran to the back only to see her smug face. Later in the car, my hubby said it was all he could do to not crack up. That's a good relationship. Oh, that's really funny. That's really funny. I like that one. It was short, but oh, I can't open it. Oh, that's what I'm doing. I forgot what I was doing. Short and sweet and funny. Um, okay. AIT, this from Am I the Jerk? AITJ for refusing to tone down my wedding dress because my sister is insecure. I, 27 female, am getting married next spring. My sister, 25 female, is my maid of honor. She's been struggling with body image and I've had been nothing but supportive. Last week she asked to see my dress. When I showed her, she went quiet and said it was too revealing. It has a low back. A lot of wedding dresses have a low back. She asked if I was pick something less attention grabbing because she doesn't want to be overshadowed in the photos. Um, you're the maid of honor. You're supposed to be overshadowed in the photos. That's literally your job. I told her gently that the wedding dress is about me, not her, and I'm not changing it. She cried and said I'm prioritizing vanity over her feelings. No, she's prioritizing herself over you. Now she's threatening to not be in the wedding party. Okay. My fiance thinks she's being unreasonable, but my mom says I should compromise for peace. S- Normalize not compromising for peace. It's not it's not peaceful for you. It's only peaceful for other people. AITJ for refusing to alter my dress for her insecurity. No, you're not. She's going to think you are, but you're not. Satellite Beach said, NTA, she's supposed to be overshadowed in the pictures. I'm telling you, I picked this at random. I literally put, um, went to the subreddit and put the top, um, what is it? The top post for the year, and it's not the top most upvoted. It's the most. I figured out it's with the most comments is what it really is. So this was totally at random, and I still called it. You are not the one that should compromise for peace. She needs to grow up and peace will follow. Yes, exactly. Your mom needs to stop catering to her and realize that this is about you. She should do something. If she has body image problems, she should probably be working on that. Like either accept herself or do something about it. You know, I get rid of Satin Alpha Man up there. It's distracting me because I want to listen to it now. Butterfly Wing says exactly, and Leah Stacia says your sister doesn't understand the assignment. Replace her with someone who understands that the job is literally to be overshadowed by the bride. Sparks Girl says If you can be overshadowed by the bride, having her checks notes back on display, your issues aren't going to be solved by a different dress. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Bad sister. That's a bad sister. I'll go to am I overreacting? Like I said, I'm doing these at random, so this is what we doing today, guys. If since I'm made, yes. um, the reason I'm doing this is because anything from the last month or so uh, can and will be used in next month's Reddit reads. So if you go this year and you make sure it's at least 2 months ago, we should be all good. So here's am I overreacting? About to go nuclear over text my kid's coach sent her. Oh my. Oh my, you gotta see this. You've got to see this. So here's the picture. Oh wait, hold on a second. There we go. That's better. Um have a great day and getting some guidance out here about them. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yes, I will tell you about it. Merry Christmas. I hope you have a good day and get gifts. I'm assuming this is the kid. Are you having a good meal too? And he sends her a shot of a drink that says kinky pink on it. Got a shot got a shot in my stocking that we all had to do. Thought you would like the name. This is inappropriate to share with anyone your age. My goodness, what are you thinking? 13-year-old girl, he said that to. A 13-year-old girl. No, don't do that. So my 35, male 35 kids coach, my kids, female 13, coach, 60 plus male. A 60-year-old man sent this to a 13-year-old girl. Sends messages on group chat with her and her mother. I think it's weird, and I've expressed concern multiple times to my ex to no avail. Well, yesterday he texted this on the group chat, and I about lost my mind. Called him and screamed about how sick and inappropriate he was. Tried to say it was a joke. He was trying to show her the color. Yeah, right. If you're trying to show her the color, then you wouldn't have the logo right there. If you're trying to show her the color, you'd have turned it around to where there's no writing. He said creepy things in the past, but in this, the most bold he's gotten. He said creepy things in the past, but this is the most bold he's gotten. I'm about to report him to the director of the club and make something happen to prevent this perv from being around a bunch of little girls. I just want to make sure I'm not overreacting because I feel like I want to kill him for trying to take advantage of my kid. Yes. No. You should report him. That is completely and totally inappropriate. I would have had a fit. I would have had a fit. So we have an update. Well, I honestly didn't expect it to blow up like it did, but I appreciate the fury you all feel as I am boiling with rage. Raging with boil? What you doing, Nike? What you doing? I spoke with the director of the club and it's getting taken care of. I am reporting him to Safe Sports, the regional commission, and the police. Good. I'm beyond so done with dealing with this type of people. It is impossible for me to respond to everyone, but thank you for the support. With such blind rage that I felt I didn't want to unleash my fury unnecessarily. It has been unleashed, and nothing short of him being fired and removed from the program and being around kids will stop me. If something crazy happens, I'll update y'all. I met with the director on Tuesday. Added to clarify meeting on Tuesdays because we are out of town on Christmas vacation. Otherwise, this would have been dealt with today. I'm hoping to enjoy my time with my kiddo and then deal with this nightmare when I get back. Last update, February 25th, 2025. A few people have asked here, so here's the last update. First, my kiddo is safe and will never see or have contact with the coach again. The coach is currently removed from USA Sports pending a full investigation. He has been completely removed from the club and will never be back, and there is an active police investigation open against him. I want to say thank you for everyone on here showing your support. When the whole situation got too heavy for my kiddo, I was able to show her how many people supported her and thought his actions were completely disgusting. It meant the world to her, and while crap was falling apart, it added to giving her courage to push through and ensure this doesn't happen to anyone else. Thank you to the people who personally reached out with their stories and advice. I'm not good with socials and I didn't reply to everyone, but all the stories and advice strengthened my resolve more than anything to love my kiddo more than life itself, and I would do anything for her to be safe. And I appreciate y'all helping me do that. Yeah, good. Good for you. Awesome. That's exactly what should have happened. Everything went well for once. No one excused him. I wonder why it was in the daughter and the mother group chat. I wonder what the mother's doing. She might be doing nothing, but makes you wonder, especially if she thinks this is appropriate. Unless it was the wife that came to him with that, showed it to him. Then she's okay. The fact that when confronted, he said it was about the color, even though he literally said it was about the name and framed the name in the actual thread, makes it obvious he knows it's wrong. Macaroni answered that one. Nuke this fool's career. He should not be around kids. Practice theory and why is he trying to talk about alcohol doing shots with a 13-year-old? Exactly. There are layers of bad decisions here. Edit, sorry, I wasn't trying to downplay anything. I thought it was obvious this man's intentions were sick and wrong and didn't stop to think about how calling it bad decisions would look. A coach shouldn't be texting kids, but this man especially should not have contact with the role of coach at all. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are appropriate times for coaches to text kids because kids do need to know what's going on. But anything beyond that is not cool. Not cool at all. Let's see if we got any other ones. I don't really see any. Yeah, Stone says, "Get that groomer away from her and the other girls. There's nothing innocent about this, especially where he says he would like the name King. She would like the name Kinky Pink. Immediately file police report." Yeah, and Marbury says it's exact. Groomer is the exact word. It is. That's exactly what he's doing, and he would get away with it with someone who was not as close to their parents, or her parents, as this kid is. Coach likely has feelers all over the place. I'm guessing other parents have seen some small red flags and are wondering whether they need to be worried. My advice is to leave your ex-wife's actions or inactions completely out of your complaint right now, as it may look you feel as more beefing with her than genuine concern over the coach's behavior. So it sounds like this was the ex-wife. Okay. I thought it was a wife. I could be wrong. Yeah, so that's why too, because he knows the kid's parents are divorced. He didn't think this would get back to the dad. But why is the ex-wife texting him stuff like this? Why is the ex-wife allowing this? It's weird. It's weird, but people do weird things with their kids. I'm not even keeping track of these because I don't think I need to. We'll do entitled people. That's lots of. Okay. This is entitled people. Entitled client learns that professionals can, in fact, walk away. I worked as an engineer. I do some consulting on the side, but typically only for people I know and as a favor. A good friend asked me to help his in laws who were doing some fairly massive renovations additions. I agreed solely because he asked me to. This is not something I would have any interest in doing except as a favor. It's an old house and had a can of worms written all over it. with some changes they wanted to do. Oh, that reminds me of that the Money Pit movie. If you haven't seen that, that's a good movie. Should rewatch that. I'm gonna I should write a note for myself. Rewatch the Money Pit. Maybe if I say it enough, I will. Now, he warned me that the mother in law can be unpleasant, but that was an understatement. She seemed to think that because I was being paid, I charged probably what a tenth what a business would. She would snap her fingers at me like a servant. I had a few unpleasant emails with her, but it was tolerable. She was rude when I was pointing out issues with their plans, but nothing too extreme. That changed when I started trying to find time for me to stop by and inspect a few areas of the house to verify some information. I offered times to stop by on the weekend, but that did not work for her. Tried evening times, still a no. Nope, she wanted me to stop by during my office hours because that's what was best for her. Selfish people. When you're asking a favor from somebody, you do it on their time, not yours. When I told her no, this gets done on the weekends or in the evening, she went from rude to incredibly hostile, telling me that she is paying me, lol, and that I work with her availability, not the other way around. Nope, that is not how that works. CC'd my friend on the chain, and I told him I was out and to have fun working with whomever they get. Friend apologized, and I said no worries, not my problem anymore. She emailed back quite stunned that I was walking away, telling me that is not how business is conducted. I didn't bother responding. Huh. This lady does not know understand how business is conducted. About 3 weeks later, I get an email from the husband now asking me if I would reconsider, and he promises that his wife won't speak to me or be involved in any way. I hear from my friend that while the quotes came back much higher, which was tolerable for them, but it was how long the wait was. They just bought this house and want to move in ASAP. But it's incredibly busy time of year for the industry. It turns out when companies reach out, you are drowning in work and you have potentially convoluted and messy project. They aren't chopping at the bit to get your business. So now they're going to lose the trades they lined up because design would be a month or two out. I passed on the request as I struggled to believe she would be kept in check and have no desire to bail her out. My friend didn't care, said it was nice watching her attitude give her consequences that actually affect her. Yeah. Yeah, you can only push someone so far before they push back. And his pushback was, I don't have to do this. I got a job. I got a job. This is a favor. So, no. And people who are doing you favors like that, you should be very nice to them and bend over backwards to get them to do everything you can to help them out. So they will do a good job for you. There we go. All right, this is from I Don't Work Here Lady. Woman tried to get me fired from a job I don't have. It started off as semi understandable mistake. I was with a friend dropping her off at her kid's daycare. I was carrying the youngest who kept calling me Miss J. That's what she has been taught to call me. I handed her off to her daycare teacher and turned to walk out when a woman who had been behind me tried to hand me her kid. I just ignored her because I was half asleep and focused on other things. So she snapped her fingers at me and told me to hurry up and that she was late for work. It clicked that she thought I worked there, and I told her I don't work here, but I think she can help you. I pointed at one of the people who did work there. This woman rolls her eyes and says, it takes 2 seconds to take my kid. I don't care if you clocked in or not. Do your damn job. What part of I don't work here, lady? Don't you understand? I replied with I don't work here and turned to walk away. The lady then stomped off and I went outside to wait on my friend. My friend came back a few minutes later and said, you're fired to me. I asked her what she was talking about, and she said that after I walked out, the lady who had been trying to get me to take her kid saw my friend and told her that I was extremely unprofessional and refused to do my job. She then demanded my friend, who also doesn't work at the daycare, to fire me or else. Neither one of them work there. That's great. After thinking about it, I realized that my friend's child calling me miss made it clear to anyone that was listening that I wasn't dropping off my kid. Between that and the fact that I was dressed very similarly to most of the workers, I can understand thinking I worked there. until I said, I don't. I don't know why she thought my friend in her pajama bottoms and oversized sweater worked there, though. I also don't get the entitlement of fire this person or else. Oh, that's great. I love that one. Let me, the top commenter, I'm not going to read his name because it is inappropriate. Let me get this straight. I told you I don't work here and you want me to take your child. Oh well, when the police asked me you gave me your child, the witnesses can account for what you said to me. Yeah. Yeah, that's terrifying. If somebody says I don't work here and you're insisting they take your kid, they may take your kid and it wouldn't be kidnapping because you gave it away. You gave it away. Live Ochre says, if it was me and I was in a spicy mood that day, I might have repeated, I don't work here, and finally said, it's really weird that you're trying so hard to force me to take your child when I told you I don't work here, but fine. And then take the child and go to my car and see if panic sets in. No membership said no, because then you're stuck with a child that isn't yours. Live Ochre says, valid point. I wouldn't want a child. No membership says it's hard enough to care for the ones you plan for. 10 4. Oh, 100%. Oh, these people. Okay, well, I guess that's enough for today. I will let you all go. I hope you have a lovely day. Take care. Bye.